Hello, good morning, and welcome to today's live session, starting bright and early. So as usual, we're just going to go through the market, see what the market has in store for us, and then afterwards, we'll take all the questions, comments, queries you have afterwards. So let's get started. So as usual, we start off looking at the economic calendar to see what's coming up today in the markets, and the two main markets we're looking at is the Euro US dollar and the dollar Canadian dollar. Again, I just remind you, you don't have to trade those two. Just tend to do those two currency pairs because we also have traders from Canada on the platform. So we just do both currencies. But again, if you're new to trading, you just stick to one currency pair, preferably the Euro US dollar. And then do make sure you understand money management well and watch the money management part too if you're going to trade multiple currency pairs. So the two markets we're looking at is the Euro US dollar and the dollar Canadian dollar. So let's start with the economic calendar. Today is Tuesday, the 11th of May. And again, my time zone is GMT +2. So the times I'll be quoting on the calendar are GMT +2 times. So always make sure you'll have set your own economic calendar to your own time zone. So let's have a look what's coming up. We'll see what's going to affect the Euro US dollar or the dollar Canadian dollar. So you can see all these reports out of Asia have come and gone. We can just ignore reports of low importance. And that's from China, so that's got nothing to do with us. We can ignore that. We can ignore Italy, Philippines. And then at 11 o'clock, again, GMT +2, we have the economic sentiment index due out from the Euro area and also at the same time due out from Germany. And of course, that would have an impact on the Euro, hence the Euro US dollar. So those are reports of high importance. Two reports of high importance coming out at the same time at 11 a.m. and both will have an impact on the euro and hence the Euro US dollar or any currency paired with the euro. So for the Euro US dollar, I'm going to avoid trading prior to this report at 11 a.m. GMT +2. But this is mainly going to affect the euro. So it's not going to directly impact, for instance, the pound dollar, the dollar Canadian dollar. That's the other currency we're looking at, the dollar Canadian dollar. So that won't stop me. This won't stop me trading the dollar Canadian dollar or any other currency pairs for that matter that does not have the euro in that currency pair. So let's continue. We can ignore reports of low importance. That's out of Brazil. We can ignore that. Ignore low importance, ignore Brazil, ignore all that low. You can ignore Russia, ignore the low importance. So here we have some reports of medium importance due out from the UK and the United States at 4:30. So you need to note what reports of medium importance are that could potentially affect the market you're trading. That's the Bank of England Governor Bailey's speech and the US Fed Williams speech. Now, because this is someone from the bank, obviously the governor of the Bank of England speaking, and someone from the US Federal Reserve speaking, that's why they've classed it as medium, because the US Federal Reserve and the Bank of England, obviously those are very important institutions. But again, when they speak, again, it's not an announcement, it's not an economic announcement, it's not an economic report, they're just speaking, it's just a speech. And because they are aware of the significance of their position in the Bank of England and the US Federal Reserve, when they speak, they're very guarded with their comments, they're very vague with their comments because they know if they say anything terrible, it could impact the global market. So they're very responsible and they rarely say anything out of line when they give these speeches. but because of their position and where they work, it's classified as medium just to note that they're speaking, but it would not affect the markets because it's not an economic announcement, it's not an economic report, and they are always aware when they speak, people pay attention, so they're always very careful with their words and very vague. So by and large, we don't need to worry about that. But it's good to just note that they're speaking at 4:30. And, again, you got more speeches at 6 o'clock and 7 o'clock. In fact, they seem to be just speaking all day. So you can ignore that. Okay, so the main report for today really is just this report out of the Euro area and Germany at 11 a.m. GMT +2, the Economic Sentiment Index. So I'll avoid trading the Euro US dollar prior to that report, but I'll be able to start trading the dollar, Canadian dollar, or other currency pairs that don't include Euro in the currency pair. Again, don't forget to check the rest of the week to see everything, if there's anything major coming out for the rest of the week. And actually, so go to the next 7 days. So tomorrow seems to be inflation rate day. So tomorrow we have quite a few inflation rate reports. So tomorrow, Wednesday the 12th, you can see Germany has its inflation rate report. The UK has the GDP growth rate. And the big one for tomorrow is the US inflation rate report, which obviously have an impact on all markets. So that's more or less the big report for the week, the US inflation rate report. But again, it's not as significant as the US unemployment rate or interest rate decision. So the big ones that we really want to watch out for when we're checking the calendar for the rest of the week is to see if there's, interest rate decision, obviously from the main banks like the European Central Bank, the Bank of England, and the US Federal Reserve. So those three main institutions, if they're announcing interest rate decisions, those are the real ones that you're watching out for when you're checking the rest of the week, and the US unemployment rate. So this one's really, they're significant, but they're not as impactful as those other reports I've just mentioned. But it's just good to note that. And I think that's really it for the rest of the week. It's just tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. It's not much happening Thursday and Friday. We do have on Friday this ECB monetary policy meeting accounts and US retail sales. But like I said, nothing major like interest rate decisions. Okay, so let's get back to today. So today I'm going to avoid trading the Euro US dollar prior to 11, but I'm going to start trading the dollar, Canadian dollar. So again, don't forget to check the financial news, see what's happening in the financial markets, see if there's anything that is creating uncertainty in the global markets. And we still have obviously the ongoing issue with the COVID vaccine, but that's no longer creating uncertainty. I think the whole world is coming to learning to live with the COVID pandemic. I think it's just become part and parcel of our life now. It's been well over a year since all this started. So you can't really call it uncertainty anymore. So other than the ongoing COVID issues, there's nothing else really major causing uncertainty in the markets. So let's go to the charts. So we'll start with the Euro US dollar. We'll start with the daily time frame and swing trade. So go to D1, the daily time frame. So looking at the swing trade for the Euro US dollar, I'm currently in a live buy swing trade. So you can see here where the market broke the moving average on the 13th of April, almost a month ago now, 13th of April. So I took my order there with 100 pips stop loss. And when the market moved 100 pips in my direction on the 19th of April, I started to move my stop loss with the moving average on a daily basis. So you can now see today, which is the 11th of May, looking at the data window, The moving average 50 today is 1.1950. So 2 pips above that is 1948. So I'm just going to adjust my stop loss to 1948, 2 pips below that. So you can now see my opening level was 1.1941. My stop loss is now 1948. So let me just quickly write that down. So if you remember, my opening level for this trade, opening level was 1.1941. And my stop loss now is 1.1948. So you can see my stop loss has gone from being below my opening level to now being above my opening level. So basically, if the market turns around now, it would take me out at 1.1948, about 7 pips above my opening level. So I'm now in profit of 7 pips. So I basically have, if the market changes direction today and takes me out, I'll only make 7 pips on this trade, because I'm just going to keep moving it with the moving average until the market takes me out. Okay, so that's for the Euro US dollar swing trade. Go to the day trade, 5-minute time frame. So we've got the report coming out at 11. So I'm not going to place any trades now. But we can see here yesterday when the market was trending down, forming lower lows. So it was trending down there, and then you can now see it's trending sideways. You can see where it spiked the moving average there. So that's just a high of the sideways trend. So I'll just draw my line there. So the high there is 1.2149. That high is 1.2149. I'll just level that high. Okay, and this is the lowest point there. And the low there is 1.2125, 2125. Okay, there we are. So the market is currently trending sideways at the moment. You can see the pivot point is clearly within the sideways trend, but so the other thing, potential entry points outside the sideways trend is R1 and S1. But like I said, I'm not going to place any orders now. I'm just going to wait just before the report at 11 a.m. before I place my trades. I'll reassess the market again at that time and decide where to place my orders. So let's go to the dollar, Canadian dollar. So again, we'll start with the swing trade, daily time frame, D1. So with this market, you can see I'm not in a live swing trade yet. So I'm still chasing the market to enter a live trade. So you can see clearly the market is downtrending. So the moving average today, moving average 100 is 1.25708. So I'll round that up to 2571. So I'm just going to adjust my pending buy order to 2 pips above the moving average today. So that'll be 2573. So I'm just going to adjust my pending order to 2573, 2 pips above the today's moving average, and adjust my stop loss to my 100 pips stop loss to 2473. So that's it for my dollar Canadian dollar swing trade. And I'll just keep adjusting my pending order every day till the market reverses, breaks the moving average, and takes my order. So let's go to the day trading, 5-minute time frame. We can see that the dollar, Canadian dollar is all over the place. There's really no pattern to it. You can see there was a clear pattern there where it was downtrending and went sideways and went down, and then now it's just going sideways. So I'm just going to take all this mess here as a sideways trend. So the high there is 1.21266, so I'll round that up to 2127. There we are. And the low there is 2078. Okay, so that's sideways trend. So we can see now that I've drawn my sideways trend, I can see the first resistance, the pivot point, both within the sideways trend. What's outside the sideways trend is R2, which I can't use to trade, and S1, but I can use S1. So at the moment, I have a sell opportunity I can use to trade, but there are currently no buy opportunities. And you can see the sideways trend itself hasn't formed the market resistance. So it hasn't formed the market resistance, and R1 and the pivot are within the sideways trend. So the only opportunity I have to trade at the moment is a sell order just below S1. And you can see S1 is 1.2069. So 2 pips below that is 1.2067. So that's 1.2067. 20 pips stop loss, 1.2087. And 60 pips profit limit, 1.2007. There we are. So that's my plan for today for the Euro US dollar and the dollar Canadian dollar. All right, any questions? You said, you noticed we didn't check for holidays. Okay, I usually take that as standard because actually, it's a good thing you brought that up, because what I just do is I always just note when the next public holiday is. It's not something I check every day. Obviously, you decide how you are going to trade and what you're going to do to remind yourself so you don't get caught out with public holidays. Actually, the economic calendar too is actually good, because usually when there are public holidays, they put it at the top of the calendar, at the top of the day, to tell you there's a public holiday that day. But obviously, don't rely on that 100%. But yes, even the economic calendar, when there's a public holiday, is stated at the top. You see, let me see if there are any this week that they would have put there. Okay, so you can see here on the 13th of May, you can see they put here Ascension Day, which is a sort of a holiday in those countries, Ramadan feast and all that. So they also tend to put public holidays at the top of the day on the economic calendar. But obviously what you're looking for are the national holidays in UK and USA, not all these other random holidays. Okay, so that's one hint, to give you a hint if there's a public holiday. But the other thing is, you look at the calendar. I just tend to look at the calendar and see when the next major one is coming out and sort of have a mental note. But like I said, you devise a method so you don't forget. So even if you feel you need to check the holiday calendar every day, and that's the best for you, then do that. Okay, so do whatever works for you, whatever you think will make you not forget the major public holidays in the US and the UK. So for example, now in the United States, we're currently on the 11th of May. Okay, so let's start here from around May. So this is the 10th of May. So if we're just starting today, we can see yesterday was Confederate Memorial Day. These are local state holidays. What are you want are the national holidays? You can see what they put on the economic calendar for the 13th of May, Ascension Day, which is a Christian holiday, but it's not a national holiday. And same is the Eid al-Fitr, which is a Muslim holiday, but not a national holiday. So for the America, you want to note when the next major public holiday is. And you can see here the next major holiday is the 31st of May. It's a Memorial Day, which is a federal holiday. So I just know I don't need to be checking the economic calendar, the holiday calendar. I just have a mental note that, okay, the 31st of May is the next major holiday in the USA. So I'm not checking it every day leading up to the 31st of May. But like I said, if it's something you're not going to remember, then do what's best for you. And if you have to check the economic, I keep saying economic calendar. If you have to check the holiday calendar every day, and that's what's best for you, then you do that. Whatever you do, just make sure you don't forget and miss and start trading on the public holiday in the UK and the USA. Okay, so the next major holiday in the USA is the 31st of May. And then let's go to the UK. So UK, when's the next one? Obviously, the bank holiday has gone on the 3rd of May. That's come and gone on the 3rd of May. Well, so when is the next one? Let's see. Again, you just ignore all these Muslim, Christian, Jewish holidays. And again, same thing too as America. It's the 31st of May, spring bank holiday. So on the 31st of May, both the UK and the US is closed for a holiday, national holiday. It's a bank holiday in the UK, is a Memorial Day in the USA, but they're both closed on the 31st of May in the UK and USA. So again, it's just noting that, there are no holidays till the 31st of May. So I don't necessarily have to check every day leading up to the 31st of May. But like I said, the economic calendar also gives you a hint. But like I said, don't reply on that 100%, but they tend to give you a hint. When you look at the calendar, you see there's a public holiday, they would note it there. Okay. But yes, like I said, please do what's best for you and what will make you remember. Okay, any more questions? Any more questions, comments before we go for breakfast? Okay, good. So there are no questions. I wish you all a good day. Enjoy your day and do keep safe.